And welcome to the United Stand. This is your latest Manchester United news and transfers with a quick afternoon update. So we're going to be talking about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's transfer delay in relation to the Euros and how that's going to impact on Manchester United's transfer plans. This coming in from the Manchester Evening News. We're also going to be talking about Koulibaly and Jimmy Garner and a couple of other things as well. I'm wondering now, why are we not live? We are live. We're not live. An error occurred. Please try again. Playback ID. What the fuck? What the fuck? What do you mean there's an error? Well, don't do this. We might be live. We might be live. I think we are live. I just think it's on my screen. Great. We are live. Are we live? We are live. You are live. Oh, it's just an error on my screen. Don't worry about that. So I don't know what point we became live and not live, but we are live. Hello, we're live and we're live. Great stuff. So yeah, we're going to be talking about the transfer delay, which is coming in from the Manchester Evening News, and it's actually, it's probably along the lines of what I would have thought was going to happen anyway, which is that the Euros are going to have a very big impact on Manchester United's transfer strategy, and effectively Manchester United are, well, I suppose we're in that area again, aren't we, whereby people think that we might end up with Jadon Sancho before the Euros. The Euros kick off in 9 days. On Friday night, the Euros kick off. England play on Sunday, so England are going to be in intense training from probably mid next week. You've therefore got, 4 or 5 days to sign Sancho? I just don't see it. And basically what the Manchester Evening News article is saying is that Solskjaer faces a transfer delay. Pau Torres has basically said that he won't be looking to discuss a move anywhere until July. Varane has basically said the same. Paul Pogba has said the same. Declan Rice is, West Ham don't want to sell, so that's not going to happen until July either. So basically, every avenue you look at, whether it's centre-back, CDM, it's looking like there's going to be a big transfer delay because of the Euros. And people will say, well, that's expected. That's expected to be a delay because the Euros are going on. But actually, you know what? Is it expected? Have the Euros just dropped out of the bloody shopping bag and go, hello, I'm the Euros, I start next week? No, it's been in the calendar for a long time. They were meant to happen last year. They got rearranged to this year. Everyone knew the Euros were going to happen in June. Everyone knew France, England and other teams that have got players that we want to buy from were going to be in these Euros. And yet we are going to face a Euros delay because these players are now involved in games and friendlies and tournament football, and they don't want to think about their club football because they're focused on their national team, which is totally understandable. So we are going to face a delay. I still think that there are people out there that think, well, we can still get Sancho done before next week. And maybe we can, but I'll say again, new kit, not out till July. Why would you want your biggest marquee signing for 4 years to be standing there holding a Chevrolet, or even worse, a Dan James? Not holding Dan James up, that would be ridiculous, although he's probably big enough. Dan James signed around this time a couple of years ago, and he was wearing a training top. United want Sancho in the new kit. Of course they do, because they want you lot to buy it. So Sancho to United before the Euros, I think it's time to accept that's not going to happen. Varane's not going to happen. Rice isn't going to happen. Trippier's not going to happen. We're not going to do any business before the end of June because it's logical that that's what's going to happen, and it's going to take that time. So, I said this at the start of the week and I'll say it now. There's absolutely no doubt that United want to do a deal with Dortmund. But whether they're going to do it, for one, they've got to do it in a record time, which they don't do. And for two, they've got to do it in the next 4 or 5 days to get him unveiled before the Euros. And I can tell you for now, there's nothing planned in for photo shoots or anything like that for Jadon Sancho. It's going to have to move very, very quick. So, yeah, Varane, Torres, Koundé, Rice, Sancho, Trippier, Pogba, De Gea, all these players that need to be moved on, or Henderson, or whoever else, they're all at the Euros. They're all not doing anything. They're all going on holiday after the Euros. So I think we're in for a long wait. Hi Mark, how's Seb, mate? Says Eddie. Good, thank you. Thank you very much for that. So yeah, I think that the transfer delay is going to become a transfer reality. I think we will obviously hear about deals and things being advanced. But as Salish says, TeamViewer won't let it happen. No, they won't. TeamViewer are bloody furious the way they've been treated since they've become United's shirt sponsor. But look, Koulibaly. Let me talk to you about Koulibaly. So Italian reports are saying that Koulibaly linked to Manchester United again, but linked for a ridiculous price of £35 million. We were talking this morning that Varane is available for about 40 million. Koulibaly could be available for 35 million. I mean, come on. I don't care whether he's 30 next year or not. Koulibaly is, for 35 million, is a massive, massive bargain. Now, of course, I've got to say this with a big, take a big question mark next to this and put it next to the Koulibaly deal, because we've been linked to Koulibaly many times in the past, and it could just be lazy Italian journalism to link him to Manchester United. He may well sign a new contract with Napoli, but for £35 million, I think we'd all take Koulibaly, wouldn't we? I think that'd be a fantastic deal. And also, let's just remember, Koulibaly, he ain't playing in the Euros. He's Senegalese, so he won't be playing in that at all. So he's not going to play for. I don't know whether Koulibaly does play for Senegal. Is he Ghanaian? Answers on a postcard for that one. I've had a brain blank. I don't know. Let me know. Paul Crampton, welcome to the Members Club. And either way, he's not playing in the Euros. Canate's Here We Go happened more than a month before it was officially announced. Same can happen for Sancho. Yes, Vignesh, you're right. And Sancho's another Pogba, Lingard, Ibra, all about personal brand. You don't see Kevin De Bruyne or Kante doing all the Instagram nonsense. We signed the wrong players, says Ben Anderson. I was right with the first one. He is Senegalese. Always go with your first choice. I did think he was Senegalese. So yes, thank you. Thanks for confirming my knowledge, even though I doubted my own knowledge. That's a good point as well. We are going to be facing a transfer delay. Even if we could get one player in before the Euros, I just feel that we're not prepared. I don't know what anybody else thinks. I just feel United are not prepped for this transfer window. I think there's a lot of waiting, and waiting makes me think we've not been decisive, and waiting makes me think we're not prepared, and waiting makes me think these players aren't desperate to come to United, and waiting makes me think we're waiting on the player. They're not waiting on us. So it does worry me having a transfer delay. There are other options out there. You could buy Koulibaly and Bissouma for 70 million, and you've got a centre back and a centre midfielder. You could do that. Definitely, you could do that. But look, going on that other point about buying the wrong players, let me just remind you about this. Rafinha has been linked with Liverpool for 35 million. And my first reaction to that was not that I want Rafinha to come to Manchester United. My first reaction to that was, why is it that United always get bent over in the transfer window? Like Rafinha for 35 million. I've heard people in the chat say they'd rather have Rafinha than Sancho. Yet Sancho's going to cost you more than double that. And it just, was it Jota to Wolves last year for about 35 million? To Liverpool for about 35 million. Fabinho, I don't think they paid much more than 30 million. Like, why is it that Liverpool and City can continually buy good players for cheap prices, but United... I'm sure if United turned up at bloody Wolves and asked to buy, Connor Cody, they'd have to pay 80 million. It's like, people seem to double the price with United, and they seem to see us coming, and people can say, well, that's because we're a big club. Liverpool are a big club. How can Liverpool's negotiators get good deals, but United can't? And it comes down to the same thing again. The people doing our negotiating, they belong in a bloody bank. They're useless at football negotiations. They're slow, they get bent over. The reputation precedes them. Charge them more than anybody else, and they will end up paying it. Mark, couldn't Man United sell Lingard now because he's not at the Euros? Maybe sell other players like Mata, as they're not in the Euros. Italian to Italian, says Chris Pankers. Well, I hope, Chris, that you're right about that. I hope that we are going to use this time to be effective and efficient, because the goalkeepers you can't do anything about. De Gea and Henderson are at the Euros, Pogba's at the Euros, Varane's at the Euros, Torres is basically our centre back options are at the Euros, Sancho's at the Euros, Rice is at the Euros, Trippier's at the Euros. So basically start dealing with people who aren't at the Euros. Mata, Matic, Dan James is at the Euros. Pereira won't be at the Euros. I think you're right. Lingard won't be at the Euros. So, yeah, I think you're right. You've got to use that time. But what if Jesse Lingard says, I'm going to wait till July? I'm going to see what happens. I'm going on holiday. It comes down to that sort of thing at the end of the day, doesn't it? Now, Fabrizio Romano has tweeted, everybody, so let's have a look what Fabrizio has tweeted. I know he's talking about Conte going to Spurs, which will upset a lot of people, but the reality is we're not going to be changing our goalkeeper. Zidane has decided to leave Madrid. We knew that. Tottenham have made a proposal to former Juventus director Fabrizio Paratici to become new sports director, awaiting for Paratici to answer in the next few days. Conte was with him at Juventus, and Conte's in talks with Spurs now. I see, this is pissing me off. I said this the other day, didn't I? Whatever you think about Spurs, and look, Harry Kane, Harry Potter's got more trophies than him because he won the Quidditch Cup. Like, you don't win any trophies at Spurs. Fact. But I can't knock what they do. Like, I can't knock what they're looking to do there. They're looking to bring in a very good director of football and a very good coach. And look, I'm not saying we need to bring in a new coach, but our director of football, who is it? Who is our director of football? Murta. I mean, bloody hell. It's a promotion. It's not a specialism. So it does annoy me. It doesn't mean Spurs are going to be more successful than us. I don't think that's going to happen at all. But it does show that Spurs are looking to make big changes. And that might be the big change that makes Harry Kane stay. If I was Harry Kane and they were doing stuff like that, I would think twice. But maybe he's already made his mind up. At least Tottenham is trying. Can't say that about our club. And I think that's it, Dougie. You've hit it spot on the head. They're trying. Spurs are trying to make a change, and they are doing the right things. And I've got to say that that's a very good move. If they can get Conte and that director of football from Juventus, if Spurs can do that, like if Tottenham Hotspur from North London can think we want an Italian coach and a brilliant Italian director of football, why can Manchester United of Manchester not think, well, we want the best director of football we can get? Oh no, let's give it to Murta because he's a yes man. I just don't know why we can't. It's the same as that I said this morning, isn't it? Why can't United appoint specialism? Why does Carrick have to be a coach? Why does McKenna have to be a coach? Why do we have to give Murta the director of football job? Why does Richard Arnold get the CEO job? Why can't we appoint specialists instead of delivering it within, keeping it inside? You know why I think they keep it all inside at United, so that everyone can keep the secret that we're shit. We all know we're shit. Let's keep the secret. But everyone knows you're shit. Go and get specialists in. I think the problem is if you got a specialist in, they'd leave. Didn't we? In fact, did we not? Correct me if I'm right. I don't think it was Berta. We had somebody at the club who was the chief scout, and he was here for about 18 months and he left. I think he went to St. Petersburg. That never got. Somebody in the live chat will know. We brought somebody in who was a really good. I don't think he wasn't the director of football, but he was like a really good chief scout. And he was literally only here for about a year and he left. And I think he went to St. Petersburg. And it never really got a lot of exposure at the time. But to me, I always read it that he's come into this club, it's a bloody shambles, and he's left. Mark, you act like a man who made a secret and sacred blood pact to never be outspokenly Ollie out again. No, Andre, I haven't. I haven't done that. Revolta is his name apparently. Yeah, he left in no time, didn't he? He came in with a great reputation, and he left in no time because basically probably because the club is run shit. Tottenham aren't even the third biggest club in London, and they're making better moves than us, says Ali Morgan. Yeah, and just go back to Andre's point. Look, I said this morning, I'm not going to get drawn into this. Everyone's got an opinion. The scales of Ollie in, Ollie out will keep rocking. That's fine. Am I Ollie out? No. Would I give him next season? Yes. That's just where I am. You can disagree with that, but I just don't. It's a bit like where we were in February when people were saying sack him. I'm like, there's reality and there's wasted energy, I suppose. And I just think it's wasted energy to think that Solskjaer's getting sacked for Zidane, because we're not that sort of club. And if you don't like that, don't get angry with Ollie. Don't get angry with me. Don't get angry with fans who support Ollie. Get angry with the board. The board are the people that need to be ruthless. The board are the people that, sack a manager because they're not good enough and bring in a new manager. And this board don't do that. Moyes got sacked the minute he couldn't get top four. Mourinho got sacked when he couldn't get top four. Van Gaal got sacked when he didn't get top four. Basically, you finish fourth, you stay. You finish fifth, you get sacked. That's United's level as dictated to by our board. If you can't see that, ain't my problem. I know it. I know United should be winning titles. I know United should have elite coaches, elite directors of football, elite CEOs, elite managers. I know we should have all those things, but we don't. And we don't have that because our board has openly admitted to you, evidentially, over the last 9 years, that if you finish 4th, they are happy, and if you finish 5th, you are not. We are therefore a 4th place club. That is success. These owners are not good enough. They need to be taken out. There needs to be reform. We all know this. If we had owners who want to finish first, Solskjaer wouldn't be in charge. Zidane would, or Conte would. But we will never have that with these owners. So I will not get high blood pressure, and I will not get angry, and I will not get frustrated when I have got zero power in removing the manager for a better manager. Ollie will be here next year. I hope he is successful. And hope, really, is that a strategy? These jobs for the boys need to stop. However, I think a proper director of football and manager would question the Glazers and push them to spend, which they hate, says SB. United don't switch targets quickly. Koeman as good as Sancho. United must go for Koeman if Sancho's situation gets complicated. 85 million, says Rahul. Welcome to the Members Club, Ali Morgan. And Mark, if only you could score an interview with an ex-director of football who has dealt with United post-Fergie and get his opinion on the way we operate, says Julian S. Yeah, but I don't think many people would want to do that, Julian. I really don't think many people want to do that. The world of football is a little bit not like that. Also, just on James Garner, some news coming from Nottingham. People might say that I'd know that because I'm from Nottingham. But Forest would like to get James Garner on loan again. However, Solskjaer is going to wait till July to assess him to see what's best for the next part of his career. I'll tell you right now what's best for his next part of his career, Ollie. Premier League club on loan, not sat on your bench, not playing for a year. United should buy Bruno Gomes from Lyon, DM and Brazil international, says Eric Boy. Thank you very much for that, Eric. And United are finished club, says Johnny. Good. Maybe construct a sentence properly better next time. Okay. Didn't they speak to Klopp and he said they sold him like a franchise and he wanted nothing to do with it? I think that is a true story, Andrew O'Leary. I'm pretty sure that Klopp did say that United was like Disney World and he didn't want to go to a franchise, which is basically what we are. Absolutely correct. So yes, that's the summary of this, where we are this afternoon. Just a quick update. We will be back at 7 o'clock because I'm doing 8 o'clock. That's Football England watch along, which I'm sure you'll be joining me for. But as we are at the moment, Koulibaly interest from Italy for 35 million for Manchester United. Garner not going to make a decision on his loan anytime soon. And Euro transfer hold up. Sancho, Rice, Trippier, Varane, Koundé, Henderson, De Gea, Pogba, Torres. All those deals, if those deals are to happen, will not be happening until July. The Euros are fast upon us and United are still taking their time on what's going to happen. That's from the Manchester Evening News. Thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you smash a like on the video. Hopefully you like the little quick updates we're doing in the afternoon at the moment when there is news. And I'll be back at 7 o'clock with a more extensive, longer show. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Notifications on for when those big stories break. And smash a like on the video and I'll speak to you soon.